Assalamu alaikum everyone. Can anyone confirm if my screen is visible or if I am audible? Is there anyone? There is no one yet. Alright, okay, let me begin. So let me tell you, today's live is about 3 confusing English grammatical items. First one is gerund, second one is participle, and third one is infinitive. Most of the students, and not only students, professionals, and most of the people confuse among these 3 items, and most often they confuse between these 2. Alright, let me tell you what gerund is. Gerund. So what is gerund? You can see here, gerund is something, if any verb takes ing after it and acts like a noun, a verbal noun, then it is called gerund. Just like I wrote here, walking is good for health. Smoking is dangerous. To smoke is dangerous, to work is a good habit or good for health. So if any verb works like a noun after taking ing after it, at the end of the verb we add ing to make it gerund. Gerund acts like a noun, verbal noun. So that is that. And then comes participle. Participle also looks the same as gerund does. It also takes ing after it, after a verb, but it acts like an adjective. But gerund acts like a noun, a verbal noun. Acts like a noun, a verbal noun. But at the same time, participle acts like an adjective. Let's see how. Verb plus ing. Here you can see I added ing after run. So run is a verb and it took ing after it to state or to give the idea of the bus. How is the bus? The bus is running. The running bus is red. The bus that is running now looks red or is red. So it participle always acts like an adjective. Gerund always acts like a noun. And then comes infinitive. Infinitive Infinitive is the structure of verb which takes to before it. To plus verb, base form of verb, is the representation of infinitive. How? Here I wrote, I want to give you a 500 taka note. What does it mean? I want to give. So this 2 plus base form of verb represents infinitive. I want to give you a 500 taka note. আমি তোমাকে একটা 500 টাকার নোট দিতে চাই করতে চাই যেতে চাই তে থাকবে, হ্যাঁ, ইচ্ছা করতেছে এটা করতে, আই এম ফিলিং লাইক ডুইং ইট, আই এম ফিলিং ইন্টারেস্টেড টু ডু ইট, টু প্লাস ভার্বের বেস ফর্ম হলে সেটাকে আমরা ইনফিনিটিভ বলি, ইনফিনিটিভ। সো gerund acts like a noun, participle acts like an adjective, and infinitive takes to before it, and the verb is always in the base form. All right, okay, let's see some differences among these three. Here you can see Gerund says smoking is bad. The habit of smoking is bad. It certainly defines the noun, the work of smoke, the work of smoking. It becomes noun and it defines and determines noun. But at the same time, participle is a walking stick is what I need now. A walking stick is what I need now. A walking stick, a stick which helps a person to walk, or a stick which is used for walking. The condition or the uses of the stick is stated here in this sentence. So the stick is a walking stick by which a person walks. So walking here is acting as an adjective. Smoking here is acting like a noun. So that is the difference, core difference between a gerund and a participle. Participle always denotes an adjective, always works as an adjective, always acts like an adjective, but at the same time gerund always acts like a noun. Gerund works as a noun. Gerund is nothing but a noun. Participle is nothing but an adjective. And then infinitive. To understand infinitive, you have to look at the sentence. I need a walking stick to walk. I need a walking stick to walk. To plus base form of verb always refers to infinitive. There are couple of infinitives there. If you know, those who know, they know. Those who don't, you will get to know today, inshallah ta'ala. And there are three kinds of participles as well: present perfect, present past perfect condition participle, but there is only one kind of gerund. Okay. Now let's learn participle in details. What is participle, how it works, and what kinds of participles are there. There are three kinds of participles there. First one is present participle. A walking stick is what I need. Then comes past participle. The rotten food was served to the guests. A broken stick was lying beside the road. A broken leg is what I have now. Sunken eyes. The man has got sunken eyes. So these participles are the representation of past participle. And then comes perfect participle. Having known that, I left the place. Having been invited, I went there. Or having gone there, I found him. I found him very much attentive to study. Having gone there, I found him reading a book. That's it. So let's just see it over here. I'll write down the three kinds of participles, and I'll give examples to each one. Let's see. Present participle always uses the basic form verb plus ing, which will act like an adjective. I need a walking stick. I need a stick by which I can walk. So the ability of the stick is expressed or meant here. So that is present participle. That is present participle. Okay. Past participle, that is I saw a broken glass in the house. আমি বাড়িতে একটি broken glass ভাঙা glass দেখেছি. So this past participle form of the verb expresses the sense of past participle. Past participle always holds the past participle form of the verb. So this is that I saw a broken glass in the house, and then comes what I wrote here is the written letter was found on the table. The written letter was found on the table. The letter which was written earlier by someone was found on the table. So this form, past participle form of the verb, here refers to past participle. Past participle always carries or holds or owns or possesses a past participle form of verb, and this means the written letter was found on the table. The letter which was written earlier by someone was found on the table. So that is past participle, and then comes perfect participle. Perfect participle always refers to the tense that has already taken place, the time that has already happened, the time. Perfect participle always denotes to the time that has already happened, that has already taken place, that has already passed. Having eaten my breakfast, I set out for work. Having eaten my breakfast, আমার সকালের খাবার খাওয়ার শেষে খেয়ে, সকালের খাবার খেয়ে আমি কাজে গেলাম. Having eaten my breakfast, I set out for my work, or I went out for work, or I went on looking for or searching for my work. So having, have plus ing, and then past participle form of the verb. So that is the structure of perfect participle. All right. So now let's just learn something more about infinitive. There are almost 7 kinds of infinitives there. First one is present infinitive, past infinitive, perfect infinitive, anaphoric infinitive, perfect continuous infinitive, zero or basic infinitive. There are lots of, almost more or less 7 infinitives are there, but I'll teach you today as much as I can cover. All right. So also infinitive in details. This is infinitive. One of the girls, she went to the shop to buy some groceries. She went to the shop to buy some groceries. সে একটা দোকানে গিয়েছিল কিছু মুদি মালামাল কিনতে, কিছু গ্রোসারি আইটেম কেনার জন্য, কিনতে। তো এই যে কিনতে, যেতে, খাইতে, দেখতে, পেতে, এই সকল কিছুকেই মূলত আমরা ইনফিনিটিভ বলে থাকি। ইনফিনিটিভের সেন্সটা হলো আমি করতে চাই, আই ওয়ান্ট টু ডু, অর্থাৎ টু প্লাস V1, টু প্লাস দ্য বেস ফর্ম অফ দ্য ভার্ব। দিস ইজ জাস্ট what should I say? This is present infinitive. This is present infinitive. This is present infinitive. This is present infinitive. There is passive infinitive as well. I want to be respected by you all. You all want to be respected by me. We all want to be respected by all. Passive infinitive takes the structure of to plus be plus past participle form of the verb. To plus be plus past participle form of the verb. I want to be respected. We all want to be respected by all. She wants to be given some money. সে চায় তাকে কিছু টাকা দেয়া হোক. That's it. So to plus be plus V3 of the verb is passive infinitive. Okay. Now comes perfect infinitive. Perfect infinitive. Perfect infinitive refers to the tense or the time of the action that has already happened, that has already gone, but it has to be in infinitive form. Let's see how. So Perfect infinitive contains the structure 2 plus have plus V3. Passive infinitive contains the structure of 2 plus B plus V3, past participle form of the verb, but perfect infinitive requires 2 plus have plus verb, past participle form of the verb V3. So that is the basic difference between passive infinitive and perfect infinitive. Perfect infinitive works like 2 plus have plus V3, past participle form of the verb, and passive infinitive needs 2 plus B plus past participle form of the verb V3. So that's the basic difference between these, but this is, she seems to have studied well. Okay, all right, no more example of this. Okay, and then comes continuous infinitive. So continuous infinitive has the structure of 2 plus B plus ing after the verb. She or he seems to be sleeping a sound sleep. তাকে দেখে মনে হচ্ছে সে খুব একটা ভালো ঘুম ঘুমাচ্ছে. He is still. Continuous infinitive refers to the tense, refers to the time that is happening right now, that is progressive, that is taking place right now, that is happening right now, continuous form of the verb. He seems to be sleeping a sound sleep. He seems to be studying on his study table. That's it. So this is continuous infinitive. He seems to be sleeping a sound sleep. All right. Can anyone see? Thank you. Mohammad Naim, কোন দেশ থেকে? বাংলাদেশ থেকে নাইম ভাই. I'm from Bangladesh. Where are you from, Mohammad Naim? Just write it down. Where are you from, Mohammad Naim? Just write. Larissa said, oi. Yes, hi Larissa. Hashiraja said, hi. Hi, Hashiraja. Hashiraja, thank you for being with me. Jai Hassan said, go ahead, brother. Thank you very much for your inspiration and encouragement. Thank you very much. Just stay behind me and keep supporting me. Thank you. And then comes continuous infinitive. He seems to be sleeping a sound sleep. Okay, then comes So then comes perfect continuous infinitive where the tense is in the perfect continuous form. Here you can see they look to have been working hard for long. They look to have been working hard for long. To have been working. As we all know that the structure of perfect continuous, the basic structure of perfect continuous tense is have plus been plus ing after the basic form of the verb. So have plus been plus being, verb plus ing. So the same thing also applies here, that they look to have been working hard for long. That's it. So this is perfect continuous infinitive. Okay, all right. Is there anyone who is watching my video and knows what anaphoric infinitive is? Does any one of you know? Does any one of you know what anaphoric infinitive is? Or have you ever seen anything called anaphoric infinitive? Is there anyone? Just let me check. There is no one watching. All right. Okay, then just let me continue. Anaphoric infinitive is so anaphoric infinitive is that kind of infinitive which prevents the repetition of the previous verb or previous thing which is previously stated or spoken. That is prevented by anaphoric infinitive. That it is quite hard or quite impossible for me to wait for 4 long hours, but I'm having to. That is anaphoric infinitive. Anaphoric infinitive is used to prevent the repetition of the previous verbs again. So anaphoric infinitive, it is quite hard for me to wait for hours, but I'm having to. I do not like to go there, but I'm having to. That means you don't repeat the verb that is previously present in the earlier sentence. That is called anaphoric infinitive. Okay. Thank you very much everyone for watching and being with me. I taught gerund, participle and infinitive tonight, and I think this video will help you learn grammar correctly, learn grammar precisely, and use them in your day-to-day life. uh, if you are a student, then it will come to use to you more than anyone else. But if you are a professional and learning English, it will also come to use to you. And thank you very much for watching. Allah Hafiz.